Checking connections. Live everywhere. Good morning, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for viewing. I'm here with Ben Jones. He's right around the corner. He's coming up. Don't forget your coffee. This morning's coffee, not brought to you by me. We got Boomtown in the building. Crack rock and all. Cold brew. We've been gone too long without cold brew. 2 weeks ago. Oh, without Boomtown cold brew. Been 2 weeks long enough. I miss their flavor. Still working in this coffee game, so. Here he comes. The man himself. Get his things in order. There he goes. Look at him.
So did you get a crack rock in your coffee?
No. I mean, I made myself coffee this morning, so I think getting another one was kind of overdoing it already. But I love Boomtown cold brew, so no extra caffeine in there for me.
Who was at the counter today?
Not Emily Blunt. Not Emily Blunt. I always forget her name. I haven't seen her in a while. We were actually talking about how she stopped doing too many morning shifts. Mornings running her jam. So, and then Mr. What's his name? The hipster of all hipsters. Cool guy.
He's got nice eyes.
Cool guy with nice eyes and a fantastic beard. Might I say?
It's too nice. The beard is, there's too much work going into that beard.
I don't know. I think it could be more.
I think that if your beard looks like it's straight out of a magazine advertisement, then, like, yes, that is maybe what we aspire to be, but when you actually nail it, I think it's unsettling.
You know who nails a nice mustache?
Who?
Cody Anderson. CrossFit Games athlete.
CrossFit Games athlete.
Like that came out of nowhere.
I have not seen him.
You haven't seen his mustache? It's just the mustache.
Did he have it a year ago?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he still has. I think he's still rocking that thing.
I think maybe when he first grew it, I'd seen it. Like right after the games, like he kind of got prominence from performing really well.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
His breakout was that muscle up workout.
I think I know. Oh, that was 2 years ago, right?
That was 2 years. That was 2 years.
Run unbroken. Every time you broke,
yeah,
you had to run. It's 21:15 muscle ups.
Yeah.
Or was it 9:15:21?
It was something along those
I feel like
lines.
they ended on 21 because it was like insane if they got to 21. But if you dropped,
it was some sort of penalty. I don't think you ran every time.
No, you're right. They stood underneath, but he went unbroken. I think you ran after each round.
Yeah, he did some. He was
maybe
he had a gym.
I might be combining two workouts because I feel like there was one where every time you broke, you ran. It was like 30 muscle ups per time.
That was last year.
That was last year.
And
maybe Cody's was 21:15 or 9:15:21, but you finished and you ran after every.
Yeah.
Because they were in the soccer stadium.
Yeah,
on the grass.
They were.
This when Rogue unleashed that giant like Transformers rig with like the super overbuilt.
Yes.
And then one year the wind was real bad.
Ugh. Nothing like rings swinging around for you not to be able to grab them.
Well, especially there where the rings are on like 15-foot straps, which is crazy. I mean, it's one thing to do a muscle up on a short strap. It's another thing when it's like hanging from 15 to 20 feet. It's amazing the amount of control you have to be able to demonstrate there.
Yeah, your technique has to be on point.
And stability escalates quickly.
And then he came out with the mustache, like, whoa. At first it was unsettling. I was used to his baby face. And then
he was a young looking guy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he grew it.
Yeah.
Maybe he started getting ID'd before.
Maybe.
I mean, men come up with weird reasons to grow facial hair. It's either you got a weird chin or you look like you're 12.
I used to not want facial hair when I was younger. I was like, oh man, I don't want facial hair.
Yeah.
I just want a clean face.
Yeah.
But I like the scruff. I really much enjoy it. How was your morning today, man?
It's good, man. It's a good workout today. Probably the workout of the week. Everybody did very, very well with it. We had dun, 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 dun. We had some. Who was it? So Zach. We already had a few guys and gals do the muscle ups today, which is exciting. But yeah, I think it's a better workout at 155, 105, and 185, 125. But other than that, it went smoothly. It looks like they're getting about 4 rounds in the 21 minutes.
Nice.
And
Very good, y'all. Big ups morning crew.
you know, and 6 a.m.'s low key growing because if you look at who's in it now, the people that used to be 6 a.m. they're not even showing up anymore. Where y'all at? But we have a lot of new faces coming in, so I think 6 a.m. might have turned a corner in terms of getting a great crew, and it kind of started when Lindsay arrived.
Yeah,
Lindsay's such a source of charisma and positivity. I think that's and athleticism. And I do think it's important. Performance doesn't matter, right? And it doesn't matter how good you are to get started, but we all benefit from being around people that are, whether we say they're better than us or whether they just they're just good at it. Whether we want to talk about them being better or not, I think we find joy. You wouldn't want to be in a cooking class with nobody that was good with food. You wouldn't want to be in school with nobody that was interested in learning.
Yeah.
So when you're in a class with someone that's capable of higher in skill or more weight, whatever it may be, I think even if that's not for you, which is fine, I think it still motivates. And I think that's where 6 a.m. and 8:30 have at 5:30 p.m. at the time. That's changed a little bit. I think in the past, those 3 class times struggled because there weren't always, I guess we could just say RX athletes, but I don't think it's about RX. I think it's because it's personality too. Like,
yeah, you gotta be charismatic.
You can have someone that lifts heavy, but if they're not joyful, and I mean, I know he listens, but like, I think that's why when Chris Hammernick moved to 5, it was better for both he and everybody because Chris, when he was at 6, yes, he was a good mover, but he doesn't have that charisma coming out of him. I don't think you would take that as a slight. And so that was an example of he needed to gravitate towards another group. Meanwhile, Lindsay, who is a similar athlete strength-wise and skill-wise, but she has the charisma, she has the joyful nature. She's now drawing athletes to her. And the people that were already in class were amazing, but now they can ride off, I don't know, whatever that intangible thing that comes from someone that's
you're talking about that ability to express that charisma. Because Chris is a fun guy. He just couldn't express it like Lindsay. So I think that's what you're trying to say. Like, it doesn't radiate off him naturally.
Well, I don't know that I would call Chris a fun guy. I don't think that does make him like fun. Like I'm not a fun guy. You're a fun guy.
Chris is a fun guy.
Doesn't mean you can't be enjoyable. Like, people can enjoy hanging out with me without pretending that I'm fun. Chris is not fun in a class, but Chris is a good person in a class. And Chris, when it comes to the perfect environment, then if Chris is surrounded by people that are working hard, then Chris is on point. But if Chris is not surrounded by people that are working hard, Chris can get drawn off his focus.
Yeah. No, I enjoy training with people that are better than me. It's just a different push.
Yeah,
just a different type of push. It keeps you humble, keeps you hungry.
Well, I think also there's more power. There's more power in a strong woman right now than there is a strong man. And that's not to say one's better than the other, but I just think you do have to take into consideration perception. And if you walk in and a guy's lifting heavy, it doesn't. I don't even notice anymore. Like, boom, or whatever you said.
No.
But if a woman is confidently approaching the movement, there's something, and maybe it's still preconceived notion, maybe it's still stereotype, but there's something still so unique about that it tends to be more inspiring. And then you also consider that women often will have more a perception, like perceived humility of spirit, meaning rarely are they slamming the bar and then like clenched fists cheering under their breath and like a look at me attitude, which is fine. Like we all do the same thing. Guys are the same. We slam bars for no reason and we think we're hot shit. That's fine. That's kind of what we're supposed to be primal. It's what we're replacing killing the mountain lion with our bare hands with. So we need that expression. But with women, I think they've been told a lot of their life they're not supposed to be doing this stuff. And so for them to be doing this, it's more a celebration. They're able to see the joy in just the accomplishment of the task. And I think men, we expect to be there. So when we finally get there, it's kind of like an F yeah. Not necessarily, it is celebration, but I think it's more of like a F yeah, that's my worth right there. And so that's perceived differently. Men, maybe it's more like men will define themselves by the fact that they can lift heavier than
Well, it's kind of expected.
Well, that's it. That's what I mean. Like I'm doing what I'm finally able to do what I'm supposed to. Yeah, that's exactly it. And women have been told that they're not supposed to do anything. So every pound above zero is huge.
Yeah.
Because their mom and grandmother told them that they're supposed to look pretty and make their husband's dinner.
Well, I mean, with the arrival of Miranda, so many women are so excited and inspired by her strength and her fitness and her intellectual awareness of mindset and everything. She's just been a great example so far. She hasn't even been here that long, and people are in love with Miranda.
Well, absolutely, but we've seen that in the past with really and let's be clear on mediocre here.
Yes, be clear.
Female coaches that had no intention of fulfilling their potential. They still made a lasting impact because the women were drawn to seeing strength being expressed in a positive and confident way.
Mm-hmm.
They were drawn to, and you need this in your life, they were drawn to someone who is unashamed to be strong. Mm-hmm. And something that no matter how long a coach was with us in the past, something that every female coach that's been here has done is demonstrated confidence in being strong. And for that, I'm grateful. And I think that's why you hear stories or you hear kind of recollections from our athletes about when certain coaches were here and things that they remember and kind of miss. And I think that the difference with Miranda is she already is taking more of an interest in them. So she has that pride in being strong. She has that desire to show the celebration of fitness in a female body, in a strong female body. But she's pairing that with a genuine desire to invest in the athletes, the men and the women, but specifically the women. So she's kind of embracing her role as a leader of sorts in terms of, I don't know, I don't want to put her like on a pedestal because that's pressure, but whether she's conscious of it or not, I think she is fitting into the role of the strong female that people can look to, and specifically women can look to. I think she's filling that role very, very well. And then on top of that, if she continues to evolve, then she will truly, truly fulfill the potential role she could have here, and in the lives of each and every one of those men and women that are looking to her. So I do think that she has come in here and done a great service to our female athletes, but all of our athletes in general. I mean, the men are taking note. When back to women, female coaches have a greater opportunity for impact because when they're doing it right, the women want to listen to them because they want to be them. They want to know how they got so confident or how they got so strong and confident while being strong. And the men, I think, are in awe of a strong woman who is able to deliver knowledge and able to deliver expertise with confidence. So I think that Miranda is taking that role on. She would probably tell you she's intimidated by that, but that's just because she, as we talked about, she's a perfectionist. And I think she's doing a very, very good job of filling that role and growing into it each day. So yeah, the women here have someone to look up to in-house, and I think that's always a huge advantage. And then even in class, I think that's why we sit at 4:30. When I've kind of decided to Angie, I mean, Kirby, I think Kirby needs a sidekick, but like when Angie's not in 4:30 is a weird class. 4:30 is a weird class. And yeah, I mean, there's still great people, there's still great class, but like it's a different energy when certain players aren't involved. They don't talk. They literally will not talk to each other, but they're friends. Yeah. Because when Angie's there, or when whoever this player is, if whoever it is that is the missing piece on these certain days, once they're there, everybody's talking to everybody. Mm-hmm. But you take that one person out, nobody's talking to anybody. Yeah. You'd be like, do y'all know it? They act like so weird. They act like an average 5 a.m. class. Like at most gyms, if there's a 5 a.m., which a lot of gyms don't have a 5 a.m., people don't talk to each other because they're groggy and they're tired, and they're
there to get shit done and get out.
Well, sort of. You're getting a little more credit. they literally are just like limping in and limping out. And so that's what 430 reminds me of when they're not on in terms of connecting with each other. So I do think that each class kind of look, man, 830 is the best example. When it was just my mom and Lizette, like even before your mom started getting consistent, even for those two athletes, my mom and Lizette, who've been the most consistent over the longest period of time for 830, and then Janai came in.
Mm-hmm.
And when Janai came in, there became this like unity and shared experience. Mm-hmm. But before Janai came in, there wasn't really that.
No.
And I don't know that you would say that like Janai went out of her way to do anything. I think it's who Janai is. Yeah. Just the way I think 6 a.m., I think it's who Lindsay is. I think it's just this positivity and this desire to say hi and how are you? And it's amazing how far that goes.
Yeah.
Because Janai's not, like she's not bringing them all together before class, like, all right, huddle up.
Well, I mean, if she has your number, she didn't ask where you at.
And so once Janai showed up, and maybe the best example is how consistent your mother is now.
Yeah.
Because your mom was showing up, but not consistently.
Yeah.
And now if your mom's not at 8:30,
shit too. I'm like, how many times did you go this week? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but obviously that didn't have an impact.
No.
So it had to be the fact that like someone like Janai came in who was genuinely interested in her.
That definitely helps.
And once like was gonna ask about her and really ask about her, not just like, how are you? Don't care, be quiet.
Yeah.
Like genuinely like, hey, dude, how you doing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think it's amazing when you know someone cares about you, how much easier it is for you to get up and get there.
Yeah.
But if you don't know anybody cares, then why go?
Yeah.
And we talk about that a lot. Don't do it for yourself. Or I should say this. When you can't get up for yourself, get up for the other people.
Yeah, that's better way to put it.
Because just as they're showing interest can help you, if they know you'll be there,
mm-hmm.
then you being there will help them get up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it does kind of stink when you go ahead and get up. That's why when your mom's like, hey, Sue, you going 8:30? And then she doesn't show up. It's like, hey, the reason this is a big deal isn't because you couldn't come.
Yeah.
It's because it looked like you're going to be there. So what if that's the reason someone actually got up and came?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's not your mom's fault at all. She's just asking who's going to be there.
Yeah.
But like as an example, if I'm like, you going tomorrow?
Yeah.
That you're kind of assuming I'm going too. Like, why would I be so interested if you're going? Unless I quickly say I'm not going to be there. But if I left the car, like, you going tomorrow? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, cool. And I leave.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the assumption is I'll be there too.
Yeah.
And so you might be getting up because I'm there because, hey, okay, I don't really want to go, but if he's there, maybe it won't be that bad. Yeah. And then it's crickets. You get here tomorrow and I'm nowhere.
Yeah.
You don't see me till Tuesday.
Jeez.
Like, where the hell were you? Like, oh, I wasn't gonna go.
I was asleep.
So
sleeping in.
I think that each class needs that leadership.
Yeah, or at least someone that they like to hang around.
That's it.
Something.
Yeah, and it can be smaller group than that. It can be you have someone that maybe isn't the draw for everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't think that works as well. That was kind of 5 a.m. when we first had the merger after Harvey. You kind of had those little cliques.
Yeah.
Now it works because everybody's connected to everybody. And I actually think Josh Truitt did that for 5 a.m. for breaking up the Skyline group. And the Skyline group was never just, like, it was not clicky, but, like, they definitely, like, you were going to see Jay Garcia and Jennifer sitting in the corner together. Yeah. And they weren't really going to be sitting at first. Mm-hmm. But now it's not that way, you know?
And more social with everybody.
And Robin and Josh kind of bridge the gap there because now they're connecting to everybody.
Yeah. And
now everybody talks to everybody. And it's beautiful. And I think everybody has a lot better time. Side note, I think Jerry moved to the Woodlands. And I'm hoping that this is the week of the move, and maybe that's why he hasn't been here for 3 days.
I hope that's all it is.
I know he doesn't. I don't think he listens. I definitely know he doesn't watch. But anybody has Jerry's number, shoot him a text and say, hey, Jerry, where you been?
Where the fun are you?
But that's another good example because a month ago, if Jerry's not here, that changes the whole dynamic of class. Mm-hmm. But now the class has kind of stood on its own, so Jerry doesn't have the pressure. I don't have to be like, hey, Jerry, where on earth were you? You're hurting my business by not being here.
Still wondering where you're at.
I am worried, but now I'm wondering for your sake, not my sake, not selfishly. So, yeah, I think wherever we started this, strong women are amazing and inspiring. Miranda's absolutely coming in, and I think she's already exceeding the standards set by the former female coaches. But even those female coaches, the thing I will never take away from them is that their celebration of being strong was inspiring to everybody. Because I think as a female, that's especially when we're in CrossFit, I think we overestimate or underestimate how difficult that still is. I think the world still tells you that you're not supposed to be strong. I think when you're around strong people, you don't feel that. So when you're in CrossFit, you're around your fitness friends, you don't hear it as much.
Mhm.
But I think if you were in a public setting, if you're at jury duty, I don't think the lady next to you would be happy that your bicep was bigger than hers.
No.
I think that's where that some person's like, oh, why is your arm so big?
I mean, that's just the older people. They're dying off.
Well, they are dying off, but there's still some younger people. There's still some young. If you went and hung out at Orange Theory, I think that you would have a lot of women that are like, bicep definition. I don't think so. That's just young people that followed the old people. absolutely. Well, so you're saying it's society.
Yes, a little bit.
Because the people that embrace their bodies, they're outliers. They're outliers, and ideally, we all would come to do that. But people who celebrate strength are outliers still. And again, I think because we run in circles with fitness people and we follow fitness people, you're not following normal people on your social media channels. You're not involving yourself with regular people. I don't think we really remember what it was like. Yeah, because geez, man, women, if they touched a weight, like the last time a woman said the word bulky, I haven't heard bulky in over a year. That's completely different. Well, you live with your mother. Your mother still says bulky.
Probably. I probably heard it.
We're breaking her down now. She's getting away from that.
Yeah.
I don't want to look like that. I'm like, Dina, stop it.
No.
If you look like that, it'd be fabulous.
Yeah, she's old, so.
She's not, bro. Your mom is like 40.
I mean, old in the sense like she's from back in the day. So.
She's not, bro. She's 40. That's not back in the day.
She's 21 plus 22. So still back in the day-ish. Back in the day enough
for you
to be
thinking
thinking a certain way. And that's okay. I mean, how easy is it to change your ways?
Well, I mean, how do you want me to answer that? It's both very easy and both very, very hard.
Exactly. So it's just how some people are. They change at their own rate.
Yeah, but I really don't think it's back then. I think it's family. I think it's culture.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think you could be 5 years old right now, and if you're with someone who prioritizes weighing 90 pounds, then you will not believe in strength. My mom was severely impacted by how her mom raised her, and her mom raised her that her mom, my grandmother on my mom's side weighed, I mean, the whole time I remember her, I don't think she ever weighed 100 pounds. She was a small woman though. Like it wasn't like she was too emaciated, but like she could have weighed 100. Like it would have been healthy for her to weigh 105, 110. And I think that she was someone that was like 95 is the dream. And that for sure impacted my mother like tremendously. And so although it was more common because strength training for women, we talk about Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, there's a workout scene in there. It's a joke. It's a joke. Like they start sweating, they think it's bad. Ugh. Like it's a joke. It's hilarious. You really should find it. I think it's episode 1, it might be episode 2. But yeah, I mean they're kind of doing stationary calisthenics. Like kind of jazzercise without a step. Like just kind of move the body. Like step to the side, right outside knee to your chest, step to the other side, outside knee to your chest. Yeah, a lot of arming movements. It's like bad Zumba kind of. Like it's a dance sequence that's not dance.
It's just moving.
It's kind of like P90X without the intensity. Does P90X weights?
P90X, yes, P90X had weights. They had dumbbells and stuff.
Yeah, it's like P90X. It's whatever the P90X videos are that don't have weights. Or it's just a bunch of like maybe like what we would probably do jump squats now for. They were doing like quarter squats without jumping kind of thing. So that's how they used to work out.
It's amazing how we evolve. Ideas change,
Yes.
It's such a different time. And it's going to keep changing. Things that we like today, we might not like tomorrow, That kind of scares me.
Well, it's scary.
Who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out, though.
Well, can you think of anything that you used to like that you don't like anymore? I mean, I guess there's always phases. I certainly liked a haircut when I was a sophomore in high school that I don't like anymore.
I had a mohawk.
I had a mohawk as well.
Like mohawk?
Yeah, shaved head and everything.
Nice. Yeah, me too. No, I can't think of that right now.
But I mean, there's not like a piece of technology that you would be disgusted by now that you used to.
I used to freaking love technology, and then I went through a phase where like, man, technology's fucking us up. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I appreciate technology.
Yeah,
I like it. It's doing a lot for us. It's doing amazing things.
But I think you can be specific about what you mean. You didn't mean all technology.
Yeah.
You don't want to not know the weather. That's all technology. Like, you don't want your car to not work. That's all technology. Like, so, but what you might mean is like specific innovations within technology. And really, what you're talking about is consumption of content.
No, I wasn't talking about that. Because there wasn't no content back when I thought this. I think you know what? When I used to think about it, no, it's not. It's not the content thing. I think that's per person. Some people have difficulty with that. Some people don't. I think for me, it was how technology was making everything way too easy for everyone. That's what it used to be.
I used to think like calculators.
No, just relying on it too much for every single thing. Like, you can't leave. Like, you wouldn't dare leave here today without your phone. Would you? Flip phone included.
I would. I leave my phone all the time.
No, I'm not talking about by accident. I'm talking about on purpose.
No, I have 48 missed calls right now. I don't answer my phone. I don't need it.
Me too, but it's because I don't recognize those numbers. I don't recognize your number. I ain't answering that phone.
Well, I'm not answering my phone.
If it's important, send me a text. If you know me.
Yeah,
if you don't know me, you can't send me a text.
Let me know you need to talk.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I need to talk about this. When are you free? Cool. Give you a call.
Yeah.
But if you want to, like, people, the reaction right now would be, that seems silly. But like, where has technology improved? That's an area it's improved.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to blindside somebody with a topic. Like, back in the day, you had to just call. You didn't have another option. You can send a letter. Mm-hmm. Hey, when can I call you? You didn't have another option. Now that we have the ability to use text, why not use a text as the primer for the conversation?
Yeah. Hey, can I call you?
You and I need to talk, and I'm busy. Then if I answer, because I'm supposed to, right? I'm supposed to answer. But I can't talk. I'm doing you a disservice.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm busy right now. Yeah. But I'm also probably not going to tell you I'm busy. I'm probably going to try to force the conversation because I'm like, well, I answered it. I don't want to be rude to you. There's social norms say that if we're on the phone, we might as well engage.
Yeah.
But I'm not focused. But had you texted me and be like, hey, I need to talk about this subject.
Yeah.
I can automatically figure out how long the conversation is going to be, how much energy I need for it, and if it needs to be quiet or not. Like, okay, cool. I'll be able to go sit down in about 10 minutes. Let me give you a call.
Yeah.
But now people are like, oh, that's ridiculous. You should be able to take a phone call anytime. But why? If you don't have to, then why?
Yeah. It's like, and those people are the ones that order Starbucks through the app, don't want to talk to anybody when they get there.
Well, or you order Starbucks in the app because customer service is shit.
Yeah.
That's a fun story. I've been going to Starbucks at West Gray and Shepherd. Now there's like 3 right there. This is the one that's on the northeast corner. So the one is right in front of Barnes & Noble. And I walked in, did not order on the app because I don't have cell service on my iPhone. And so if I don't have Wi-Fi, I can't use it. So that's why I leave my phone, is because I don't have any reason to have it. If you're not answering your phone calls, then you don't need a phone. And you don't have it. Sorry, if you're not answering phone calls and also you're not on social media, then it's a lot easier. It's way easier for me to leave my phone. If I have a network, I agree 1,000% with you. Even though I have no reason to need my phone, I used to feel like I couldn't breathe without it. Meaning, like, if we're gonna leave this room, it's like, hey, where's my phone at? Yeah. And now it's like, oh wait, I put my phone down at 8 this morning and it's 4 p.m. I hope I can find it. Yeah. But I think I have to be very open. If it had a network, I think that would be a much more challenging thing for me to do. But I walked in and it was, I forget what day it was. It might have been, I think it was like a Saturday or Sunday. And there was no traffic inside. There was people sitting down, but there's no line at the counter. But I'd walked through the drive-through line and there was, it's normally backed up a little bit. And I stand there. Nobody says anything. It's fine. Whatever. Okay. Stand there. There's a guy to my left outside the counter wiping something down. Okay, and I know he's not new, but I was able to say, okay, if he's new, maybe he can't work the register. Cool. So it's not his job, even though I've seen him work the register. Yeah. And then there's a guy at the oven, and the oven's always near the register. Yeah. And then there's 2 people down to the left that are making drinks and at the drive-thru. So and they're working. Everybody's doing something. You got the kid wiping with a rag. You got the kid working on the oven. You got the 2 people.
Does he make sure the handles are on?
Making drinks. And nobody says hi. Stand there for 30 seconds. and nobody says hi. And so I literally start my timer. And I'm not gonna say shit. And I'm not gonna make a fuss. And I start my timer. I got to 2.5 minutes. And I finally, I felt bad for saying it, but the guy from the oven turns and walks past me, looks at me, doesn't say anything, and I go, "Hey man, are y'all open?"
Yeah.
It's 2 p.m. They're open.
Yeah, they're definitely open.
And he goes, and he's kind of caught off guard by it.
He should be.
And he's like, he should be in terms of "Hey, sorry, be right with you."
Yeah.
Wasn't his answer.
Yeah.
It was yeah, we're just busy. And I go, "Hey, say hi, and I'm not a dick."
Yeah.
And and I don't know. I mean, and then I said sorry because it's not my job to teach you a lesson. That is an old person thing. That is our parents' generation thing.
Well, you know what? This new generation needs to be taught a lesson.
I agree with that. Well, and that's it. Damn it! Isn't that the truth? Is where's that line? I think that moms that are willing to ask for the manager go a little too far sometimes.
Going above.
Let me speak to the manager.
Just kidding.
Well, Nicole and I used to joke about it. Mothers will let their opinion be known, even if it probably doesn't
matter.
If there's a little bit of a slight, they're like, oh hell no. And our generation goes too far to the other end. It's oh, sorry, I don't want to bother you, even though you're doing a bad job. Yeah. So I didn't feel bad about saying something, but I just wanted him to know, I'm not here to ruin your I'm not trying to ruin the rest of your day. Yeah. I don't need you to feel like shit for this. Yeah. And I said, so I'm sorry, man, but just say hi and I'll wait for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you don't say hi, what are we doing here?
It'd be an eternity.
And it reminds me of how important it is to recognize people. Mm-hmm. And when you make eye contact and do as little as just smile at them, they get energy from that, because when you don't, it's as if they don't exist.
Yeah.
And
I look at strangers all the time.
Well, and
they
that's
kind of look at me weird, this.
So yeah, but it's some even the ones that probably look at you weird probably drive away or walk away, and they still feel better that they were recognized. Yeah. I think that.
Hey, but if you give them the bird, they recognize you real quick.
Well, that's
isn't that something? Nice gesture. No, fuck that guy. Give him the bird.
Well,
hey, fuck that guy.
I think that it's actually what's interesting is I think they would be more prepared for the bird.
Probably.
I think they'd be less shocked.
Yeah.
Especially stranger men.
So they're used to the aggressive behavior, not the nice behavior. Calm.
Yeah. Well, so, and there's no reason to avoid the topic. So I was listening to Rogan talk to the comedian that works with Michael Bisping, whatever his name is.
Ryan Callen?
No.
With Bisping.
He does. Oh, fuck. He was just on this week, and he's been on before. What was that? Anyways, from New York City, and they were talking about being in the city and the benefits and the downside of being raised in the city. And they said one thing is that in the city, whether you're poor as hell or rich as hell, you see the other side. Gomez. That's it. And they said, so the benefit is that if I'm broke and I come from nothing, I still get to be around money. So I can know it's possible because I'm crammed in the subway with them, or I'm on the street with them. And if you're in the country, if you're poor, you're not around it. Poor folks in the country or in just more spread out environments don't get to be around. In Houston, New York City is very different than Houston. Houston's so laid out that if you come from a poor neighborhood in Houston, other than your time at the Galleria, you're not around money. And so maybe you don't feel like it's possible. And so they said one of the benefits was that. They said one of the downsides was, especially for men, you're so much more aggressive because you're always around all of this anger and frustration. Mm. And so you're more willing, you're ready to throw down, either emotionally or physically. You're ready to go to negative so quick. And I think that and they said it's from being on top of each other. It's from just always bumping into each other. There's so many people that you don't appreciate life. Yeah. Because you're well, if that person dies, there's another one right there. If that person gets hit by a truck, it doesn't matter. There's literally 1,000 more people on this sidewalk. Yeah. And if you're in the country, or just, again, spread out environment, there's not as many people, you appreciate it more, And I think that can kind of be that negative state of mind. Think about it. What's the stereotype? Someone coming in from the country and they're just genuine and innocent and just golly gee, the big city sure is intimidating. And now that's a generalization and it is absolutely a stereotype. But why is it that way? Because they're considered to be more compassionate
because it's not beaten out of them yet.
Yeah.
But if you're raised in the city, you're expected to be a little rough.
Yeah.
You
A
know,
little more cold.
and so if you're in Houston, there's just traffic all the time and people all the time, and most people would rather cut you off and put their blinker on, or most people would rather cut you off and not wave than thank you for letting them in. Then you get wired to basically it's fuck you everybody, you know, and you're authentically unique when you do wave. You're authentically unique when you are smiling instead of like staring at the ground so you don't have to say hi. But I tell you what, man, I both have patience in customer service situations, and I have a no patience because, one, we work our ass off to take care of people, and so when you can't so much as say, hey, we're a little busy, I'll be with you in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Take your time. Like, I don't want you to drop everything for me.
Yeah.
My coffee is going to get to me when my coffee gets to me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't even cross your mind to say hi, well, we now both have a problem. Yeah. Like, how fundamental is it to acknowledge someone? You know?
It's hard. When you're so used to being in a screen and typing hi, it's hard to say it.
Well, that's true. It's so true. And it's probably a whole nother can of worms there.
Oh, yeah.
A
lot of worms.
But unfortunately, if you're working in customer service, you got to be able to
say hi.
At least some eye contact. Yeah. It can't be
eye contact's too much for some people.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No wonder why that is. Because we're not worthy of eye contact. So we don't want them to look into our soul.
It's a primal thing, I think. It's like you look at an aggressive dog and they want to kill you. I think it's the same thing for humans. We don't kill each other, but it's a confidence battle.
Well, they talk about that.
But also, so there's also stupid people where eye contact means I want conflict. Like walking down the street and you make eye contact with the wrong person, but looking at.
No, I agree with that.
Where you make eye contact, you'll get a smile.
But like even that, how much, and I know it can be true, but like at least from my perspective, those are all stories. I mean, that's certainly never been anything I haven't interacted with. But I don't come from the streets. Like I don't come from those neighborhoods, and so it's kind of the lore, the myth of the street. Like in terms of like what upper middle class people think about the streets. Like, oh, if you're in the street, don't make eye contact because they're gonna knife you. Like, and it's like I think although there's someone. There's people that if you say hi, they hate you, and if you don't say hi, like what? I'm not worth saying hi to. Like, there's always gonna be somebody. But I think that also that can be dangerous in terms of selling that person short, you know, because I remember there used to be an urban legend, and I'm sure someone died, but it was like if you see someone driving without their headlights on, and you flash your lights to let them know, they're going to turn around and follow you. Yeah. It's a gang initiation, and they decide to kill you.
Yeah,
and it's like,
well, I mean,
that's a cool story, but I don't remember any news stories like that. I don't remember any news stories.
Yeah, I was told that. I mean, I still don't they get pulled over.
Well, I don't bother anymore either. But
sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, you see what happens. If they make a U-turn, I'm done. I'm flooring it. Like, they kept going. Okay, I'm not gonna die today.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. Yeah. I mean, I'd appreciate someone let me know my headlights were off.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
You think you would know, but sometimes you just can't tell.
Sometimes they're off.
Sometimes
your headlights are so bad you can't tell that they're on.
I was gonna say you're so dim already, but they're not really doing any good.
That's me still like, are my headlights on? Yeah, they're on. Shit. Man.
Yeah. So we are another week closer to the Fizz experience. How's your when was that group training all day? Was that last Saturday?
Last Saturday.
So we haven't talked about that. So Saturday, that's a really cool event.
We had four teams total.
So Skyline CrossFit invited any teams or parts of teams that wanted to.
2 teams from Vintage, 1 from Katy.
To come. So the Fizz experience is in May, beginning of May, in Austin, Texas. It's basically a 3-day event, and so
teams don't start till Saturday.
Teams come from all over the country, and it's grown into a very big thing. And so Skyline had kind of put the invite out there that any teams in the area that wanted to come train together could have that opportunity last Saturday. And I think that's a great idea. Awesome. So you were able to go out there, and you got to be with your full team. Did Miranda and Robert go?
No, they couldn't make it. Miranda had a call with one of her clients.
Gotcha.
It went longer than she thought it'd go.
So you were able to go out there with your team, and your team is two from Skyline and then one from, or two from.
The other one, he trains at Ito a lot,
Trains
but I believe he might be a Skyline man.
Well, he might be like one of those. They have a lot of those competitive gyms have kind of floaters. Where it's like,
this dude like travels a lot. He's always out of town. Like, okay, he's like real efficient dude. Though. He's like, all right, I'll be in town this time. Will you be in town? Like, okay, I'm going out of town. Will you be in town? Like, can you train at this time? Like, he was one of our teammate Toby, real like organized guy. Like, he was the driver in making that happen. And he had another guy who was a competition coach at Ito that helped him put it together. So it was making them two. They're putting their heads together to get the event organized. So
yeah, I think it's great. I think it's awesome
fun
for teams from different places to be able to spend time together as friends and not just competitors. And so,
actually, well, I mean, and they did get two other members to train with Robert and Miranda. They could go because their teammates are in Arlington, Texas. It's Robert's stepbrother, I believe.
Okay.
Stepbrother and his girlfriend. That's their teammates. They're in Arlington. So we had set up two other athletes to work out with them, but unfortunately couldn't make it out.
Yeah.
So
that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
I think Robert and Miranda have been doing a good job of getting out in Houston and experiencing some things. So I'm proud of them for doing that.
I need to tag Robert. I've sent random pages to follow for Houston, like 365 Houston, the museums, the Discovery Green. Like I've sent all those pages to follow so they can see what's going on in Houston.
Yeah.
So there's that.
But anyways, how's training going? And I mean, we're a month out.
A little less than a month. I think we're gonna train Monday morning. I'm not too sure because I think the only time they can train Monday morning is like 5.
Yeah.
Gee Willikers Batman. But that's whatever. But yeah, everyone has such separate schedules. Then Samantha's getting married in El Paso 4/20, so she's gonna be. I think she's already gonna be out of town next weekend, and then she'll be gone for a weekend after the 20th of April.
So those don't know or don't realize they know, so that you know both, or if you've been here for a while, you know both people get married there. So Samantha Peters is getting married to Ryan Garahan. So wish them well if you get the chance, because there's two good people named. They met here. So little Black Wolf wedding wasn't the most professional situation, but we are happy that they found love, because love is something that we should all be able to be fortunate enough to find. So make sure you congratulate them if you get the opportunity to do so.
But self-love is just as important.
Still love.
Yes. Just saying. You need that too. But yeah, so it's kind of hard to get all of us together on a day because everyone's schedule is so crazy. But I think the 8th will be able to get something in. The 8th. So that's next Monday. This Monday coming up. But yeah, last Saturday was real fun. It was fun to compete with other teams. I think the Katy team's a pro team. 2 of them were actually at the Annihilation Games. The ones that went first in me and Samantha's division. They had a team there. Vintage had 2 teams there. Everyone was real cool to everybody. It was pretty funny because Samantha had to tell me like, "Hey, can you get their attention?" I was like, "Oh, I got to use the coaching voice in here. All right, let's do it, everybody.
Yeah,
let's go." I was like, "Who's this guy?" I'm Joel, by the way. So yeah, that was fun. It's always fun to do that. I mean, was it 16 people doing the same workout? Got to play with an axle bar for the first time.
Oh, those are fun.
Jesus, that was nuts. It was a mixed grip clean with the regular grip receive. So it's like when that bar floats, I had to like time my switch so that way I cut all my shoulders and not break my wrist and then get over my head. So that was real interesting to play with. So hopefully I get to play with that again Monday. Who knows?
And the fitness experience, they release workouts early, correct?
Yeah, so this coming Wednesday they will release the workouts.
Nice.
Unless I missed it, it was this Wednesday, but if not, next Wednesday.
I feel like we would have seen. I think that would have been shared a lot.
Yeah, they again the teams were all efficient. They would have shared in the group text anything's going on. So this coming Wednesday should be when they release workouts.
That's good, man. Last year they had some good workouts that were right up your alley, so it should be
just the first one.
Okay, well that's great. But you did
that was fantastic.
So they do a really good job. They do a really good job with this experience. So I know there's some of our athletes going up there to watch. So if anybody listening is interested, I think Kirby would probably be the one to coordinate through.
Kirby and Summer reached out to me too. Summer said she put up a post on the bulletin board with like Airbnb, like who wants to share an Airbnb type deal there, because I mean you got to get them as soon as you can.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be cheaper. I think the later you get an Airbnb, does the price rise ever? Like the later you book it.
Well, I don't know. I would imagine you could change price as the renter, but I don't. I have no idea.
So looking at that, folks, people are willing to split Airbnb prices.
But yeah, so you'll have 2 of your coaches up there. Joel will be there, and then Miranda and Robert. And y'all met Robert during the Open. So
for the older athletes, one of your old coaches and that will be there as well. So it'll be fun. You'll know people.
So yeah, exactly. It won't be. It'll be worth going, and it's such a big event. There's always something to watch, always something to see.
Layla will be there on a team, so
some pretty good vendors, and it's Austin. It's Austin, so it's kind of nice to get to the hill country.
I like going to Austin just for that reason. I've always liked the hill country. Like every summer, we used to go to right outside of San Antonio. We stay in Uvalde and go to Garner State Park, the river. Really sucks how the water levels are dropping over there, but you know, people, you know, making their impact on the world. Yeah, so I always used to love that trip because then you get to a certain point where there's no lights anywhere and you see all the stars.
Right.
And I'm still fascinated. Anytime I get to see the stars, I'm still fascinated. Like one of my bucket list trips would be to go to the Australian outback.
Oh yeah,
that is where you get to see almost you see the Milky Way. You see the Milky Way. You see everything out there in the Australian outback. So I would love to make it out there. That's one of my bucket list places, and not get bitten by something poisonous because you know Australia, poisonous animals everywhere.
Wild animals.
Yeah, I think all the poisonous animals are over there. Like they have the most.
Everything wants to kill you.
Speaking of animals, you know, we really don't appreciate how beautiful tigers are. I was just thinking about that.
How would we? We
don't see them exactly, even though apparently Texas has a shitload of them. But they're so beautiful. They're so majestic looking. They're the biggest cat. They're so majestic looking.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Like it's a freaking cat with stripes that's like 4 times your weight.
Well, I think big cats in general, just watching, because we are so enamored with cats, then you see wild cats, and it's like it's a dog cat. It's cat dog.
It's a horse cat.
They have those, they slink. I mean, because it's like, so Jax slinks like a panther. And so just watching big cats move, you know, and obviously you don't get a huge chance. But yeah, they're so smooth, but they still have the playfulness of a kitty.
You can't hear them. Who has playfulness of a kitty?
Those cats.
Oh, like with each other.
Yeah.
No, the human.
And
wish that one guy.
Yeah, they do.
That one guy with the lions.
Well, trainers. I mean, people that know them. They're animals. I mean, you can train anything. I was watching a video yesterday that this lady at
trained shark.
Gatorland in Florida, which is now on my list of places I want to visit. The alligators are dogs. They're just dogs. They're just giant dinosaur dogs.
Okay.
They like literally would whistle at them and they'd come to them and then they'd feed them and then they'd pet them, and it was wild. It was insane how close they got. They had albino crocs and all this stuff, and all acted the same. And then they were talking about the different personalities, and like one of the gators literally rolled on its back to have its belly scratched. I've never seen that.
Oh, I've never seen that.
And
tag me, bro.
I think animals. That's the thing, man. We're all the same. Like we're all coming from the same place, and animals want to be loved. And yes, they still have the primal urges. Like you can't. I don't think you should have a pet. But it was crazy. One of the gators that got adopted at Gatorland, he had been found in a neighborhood, but it took the neighborhood knew he was there, but they fed him.
Oh, it's just Carl.
And they literally did. They called him Martin. Something, and it wasn't until he ate a Doberman and a German Shepherd that they were finally like, "Oh shit, we gotta get him out of here."
Oh, he's still.
But even when they got him out of there, they like were sad he was going. They're like, "No, he's like a pet." And it's like a pet that eats your pets.
Sounds like Lake Placid.
It's
in that movie.
The cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a classic.
That was like when Anaconda came out too.
Yeah.
They all did the giant animal. It's amazing how movies do that. It's not fake amazing, sarcasm amazing. How something comes out, you haven't seen the concept, and 3 movies in a row have the same concept. And you're like, you guys share your stories?
I mean,
it's like, okay, we haven't had a military movie recently. The next time a military movie comes out, there will be 2 released at the same time.
Was the last one Dunkirk?
Probably.
Well, what do you mean, like, comes out? Like, in theaters comes out?
Yeah.
Massively, I think Dunkirk was the last one. I can't think of anything.
And I think there's another military movie at the same time. Like, it's weird. Like, when U-571, the submarine movie came out, there was another submarine movie came out, like, 3 months later. It's A Bug's Life and Ants at the same time. It's weird. It's weird how these ideas aren't, like...
Well, I think they got inside people like, oh, shit, this
I agree.
This competition doing this, so we got to do this one. And they're looking for someone who's willing to tell that story and direct that story.
It's shameless competition, and it's just hacking off of...
It's like the news, man.
if I make an alligator movie, you can make a crocodile movie and ride off my alligator fame. Like
Sharks, big sharks.
that's that right
Meg?
all at the same time.
It's funny.
It's weird how stuff happens.
Actually,
like
I think Meg was kind of random, wasn't it?
yeah, but I was thinking that production issues, and so I don't know when it was originally supposed to. Movies are crazy. It's
Did
like
you watch Meg?
I
I
did
thought
not.
you watched it. Oh,
No,
I thought you said you watched it.
I saw a lot of previews.
I didn't watch it.
I watched.
I want to watch it.
They previewed that movie all year last year, and I was watching those every Sunday. I'd watch the new previews on YouTube, and so I watched the Meg preview way too much.
I used to like corny sci-fi movies, like on the
what?
Sci-Fi Channel.
Like Sharknado.
Yeah. Well, no, I have not invested in that one. I refuse to. I actually probably should watch it, but like the ones that were like just so bad, but you were like, they're trying.
Yeah, it's like it's sci-fi was like it's sci-fi in a way. The Sci-Fi Channel in a way was like Lifetime movies for guys.
Yeah.
Because if you've ever watched Lifetime movies, they're so cheesy.
Man, my dad be watching that shit.
They're
I'm like,
so because they're good for the heart.
I don't even say. I just walk away. I'm like, I'm gonna go watch a
But
podcast.
they're so cheesy. They're so cheesy and predictable. And I think sci-fi movies are just the men's version of that.
Yeah, with really, really.
They're
bad
not well
graphics.
made.
No. Get some.
Like, yeah, it's like they-
and that guy dies.
The tracer bullets like drawn with like highlight marker. Like they animate the tracers in.
Yeah.
It looks like lasers. You're like, oh, is that a machine gun? That's interesting.
Yeah.
But they're entertaining. I agree with you. But that goes back to like expectation. If I know it's not going to be great, I can actually enjoy it way more.
Yeah.
I didn't go into John Wick thinking it was going to be this epic drama.
True.
But now I think John Wick's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yes, it's pretty amazing.
But like, does it have the artistry? Well, actually, and I say it, I'm kind of selling it short. It has immense artistry.
It has jujitsu in it.
No, what do they call
jujitsu.
it? They call it gunjitsu.
Jujitsu?
Weapjitsu. They combine rifle it. They combine gunplay and jujitsu together for what he does.
I can't think of what they would call it. Gunjitsu.
I think it might be gunjitsu.
Gunjitsu sounds about right.
But like, and I think they did a really good. They were smart. The reason I think John Wick worked as well as it did, because it's great no matter what. If you don't know anything about it, but then when you watch those YouTube videos, because John Wick came out at the same time they were releasing the videos of him training.
Yeah.
And you go, he's fucking working.
Yeah. What's he doing?
And so then you watch the movie, and like, no matter what, you cannot kill 300 armed guards by yourself. But because you know Keanu put on all that work, you're like, yeah, dude,
First
he
off, Keanu's-
totally could.
he's the one.
You know he's in Toy Story 4 or whatever the next Toy Story is.
Oh God. It won't be hard recognizing his voice.
He's an 80s action hero from action figure from Canada.
Nice. That would be great. But yeah, he's the one. Come on now.
Well, that's it. Is John Wick just an extension of the Matrix?
Probably. It's a simulation. At the end of John Wick 3, he's gonna come out of that bubble thing again like, fuck! Damn it. Yeah.
Maybe.
And I don't know if it was an April Fool's thing, but apparently he's gonna do damn it, what's his whoa, I can't believe I just forgot the name.
Oh,
Bogus
Bill
Adventure.
and Ted.
Yeah, Bill and
Bill
Ted.
and Ted. I keep seeing it, so I don't think it was April 1st. I don't think it was an
Okay.
April Fool's thing,
Okay.
but it might be.
They could-
His buddy looks old.
I'm pretty sure that they did a Game of Thrones April Fool's thing.
Yeah.
They had one of the characters on there, and she like let it slip that she dies in the second episode. She's like, God, oh my God, and then she runs out. I'm like, okay, well that's an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
At least that's what I like to hang
I'm not interested in April Fools. I think you're an asshole.
on. Yes, I managed to slip into some classes. This is a partner watch. Psych April Fools.
Well, I didn't understand why they thought it would be because
wasn't
there
that
wasn't
bad
enough
workout.
reps.
Yeah,
Like
it wasn't.
there literally wasn't enough. If you had done that in half, you'd have been like, "Where's my workout?"
Yeah. You'd have been a sub 10.
But yeah, they definitely believed it when you said, "Oh, is it cool?" And like, no,
It's just 70 wall balls.
you've done 150 like with other stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad nobody tried any April Fools. I do not appreciate April Fools. And the thing is, people are getting lazy with it. So a lot of times it just kind of turns out to be mean.
And well, most April Fools is now just on social media.
Yeah.
No one's doing it to each other. Like I wish I could have put like an airbag in. You're like, hey Ben, sit there. Boom! You launch to the ceiling. April Fools, bro.
That's not April Fools. That's a practical joke.
Oh.
That's different.
Oh,
You do have to trick someone. April Fools is tricking someone.
Oh.
Because it's like April Fools, fake, psych. It's psych.
Or like
psych.
it was an airbag whoopee cushion. Hey man, sit on that whoopee cushion. It's gonna make a fart sound.
That's assault. You're assaulting me. my tailbone's now broken.
Yeah.
My head's stuck through the ceiling.
Maybe. Okay.
Just hang like a cartoon.
It's a little aggressive. Tell you what, though, when those first came out, I was dying.
Those videos?
Yes. So,
But can you imagine someone doing that to you? Like,
oh man, those people fly. I've seen some pretty big people fly.
you must just be the
Yeah.
runt of the litter if they're willing to do that to you.
Yeah.
They must not fear you at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if someone launches you potentially 10 feet in the air and laughs, they don't think very highly of you.
Yeah.
Just
They don't
wanna
think
say
you're
that.
gonna do a damn.
They wouldn't do that to someone they respect. They might pat you on the back after you're okay, but they don't do that to someone that they respect. So let's just be careful there. But they're
brutal. They are brutal. Man, yeah. Oh, where does this come from? Keanu Reeves?
movies,
Movies? Oh yeah, bad movies.
Sharknado, sci-fi. You like sci-fi movies, and I don't think that's crazy. I think that makes sense. I think they're entertaining.
Well, I haven't watched them in so long. I mean, I don't watch movies too often anymore.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I'm more interested in listening to a podcast and listening to what people have to say.
You know, the other thing we're losing is because now everything's on demand, you're not going to stumble into a bad movie anymore.
True.
When you think about what movie you're going to select, you don't want it to be bad. But if you're just flipping channels, you don't mind if it's bad.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, that's on. I'll leave it.
Yeah, and I think, like, I don't want to watch Sharknado start to finish,
No.
but if I tune in about 30 minutes in and something cool is happening, I might watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to start Sharknado from the beginning. Like, I'm never going to click play on Sharknado. So we're
Or
kind of
look for it.
we're losing that, you know?
Yeah.
Now, is that a bad thing?
Could be for, like, the creators.
Yeah. Do you get credit for creating Sharknado? Like, is that, like, where does that fall in the
I
pecking
mean,
order?
they're on, like, what, number 5?
They made a movie. Like, they made a movie. That's amazing.
They're like number 5 or 6.
Well, okay. What's the version of Sharknado?
It's got a cult following.
But what's the version of Sharknado that didn't catch? So, Alligator-nado, okay? Croc-nado. Like, the knockoff version.
Piranhas.
You made Piranhas. You made a movie. Like, you made a whole hour and a half
They
movie.
made a new Piranha movie, actually, like, a couple years back.
Because they had boobs in it.
Yeah, it's one of those raunchy horror movies.
They were trying to take advantage of, like,
Let's go skinny dipping.
they got a bunch of porn stars with their tops off.
Yeah.
Piranha.
And the Piranhas took those off.
Sharknado people claim to watch because it's actually funny and entertaining. But, like, yeah, Piranhas. Do you pat yourself on the back for Piranhas, or do you go, wow, we did not really get this right?
I thought this was going to work.
Yeah, I mean,
This is my life's work.
I don't know. It's interesting. All right, it's 8:25.
That's going to be great, is it?
It is.
Gee, look at this Batman. Yep, it is. You know what I hate?
What?
When I forget to put my watch on, I look down at my wrist to check the time, and I do it multiple times. Like, the first time I was like, oh, I forgot my watch. But it's when you do it again, and it's like, damn it!
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
It's a big deal sometimes.
But no, I kept getting caught off guard.
Oh, it's my hairy wrist o'clock.
Yeah, that did me no good.
Oh, skin 30. That's great.
It did me no good. I hate when I check my phone and my watch is on my wrist.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. What time is it?
What time is it? I'm gonna get my phone all the way in my pocket. I feel like such a schmuck.
It's when you get called out.
I just feel like idiot.
Yeah. Oh, it's this.
Yeah, I want to tell the whole world, even though they didn't notice. I'm like, I'm an idiot. Everybody look at me. I'm an idiot.
I love a watch. I love a watch.
Yeah, I started wearing it again about 3 or 4 months ago, and I'm glad I do. But that goes back to not having my phone on as much. I don't feel like I need it because you'll use any reason to have your phone. And back to, like, people not feeling comfortable leaving it. I'll pick up my phone and be like, well, I gotta know what time it is.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a watch on.
I gotta check the weather. Oh, there goes Instagram right there. Click.
Well, I was wondering when I pulled up Facebook Live twice. I pulled it up on Safari because I have to run on Chrome and I always forget. So I pulled up on Safari first, and I go through the business page. I didn't go to my personal. I still scrolled down.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as it came up, I immediately, like, I didn't even think about it. I just scrolled.
What's going on?
And I caught myself. I go, why are you scrolling? Went back to the top, realized I needed Chrome, opened Chrome. I scrolled down again. Within 60 seconds,
Yeah.
I scrolled down twice without thinking. That is not my fault. That is the artistry. That is the expertise of the programmers
Oh, they know what they're doing.
and the web designers. I mean,
They're tracking they track everything. They're tracking screen time, what you're spending the most time looking at, what you're going through. They're tracking it all. Like, YouTube has a feature where it's called, man, They put a funny name on it. It's like nerd feed. It's nerd. It's like geeky something or nerd. And like you put it on and it's gonna display like statistics on the screen for you. It came up on the H3 podcast. Was it with? No. Have you watched one with Logic? Logic came on there. H3. It was a good one.
Oh, I did. I've listened to about 30 minutes of it.
Yeah, and
There's a little floaty in the beginning. I think it was
Chris
some real shit.
They had Chris Lee on there, and it came
Okay.
I was like, "What's going on here?" And I was like, "What is that?" And I did it to myself accidentally. I was like,
Yep.
"Oh, it's just a statistics or diagnostic stream.
Yeah.
Just give you information.
People like numbers.
bandwidth, and whatnot." Yeah, numbers is universal language.
People like numbers.
All right, IG went off, so I think this is our way out.
Yep.
Episode 48 in the books.
All right, first Saturday tomorrow, free workouts 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Class 10:30 with me. Free yoga with Shay at 11:45. The fitness experience is the first weekend. 1885 coffee will be here tomorrow. Although I haven't seen Molly in a month.
She'll
And
come in about 10 to 18:30.
fitness experience is May 3rd.
Yes, start May 3rd through 5th.
So if you want to go talk to Kirby, talk to Summer, see if y'all split an Airbnb, or just show up and hang out.
Do that. Also, I believe Esco is still competing. Brenda and Escobar are competing that weekend as well in Magnolia. There's a competition in Magnolia. I just need to figure out that name. I'll have it for you next time. And Tank and Erica are going to be doing that competition, the Festivus, the one at
Yeah, 1836, which is an Humble.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think
that's
that'd be
April
great.
29th.
Which is a great for everybody. If you want to compete, that one is a great intermediate and novice, so beginner workout.
It's meant for that. There's no pros there.
Specifically programmed for that. Specifically programmed for that. Programmed for you to not be confident. All right, so let's go and wrap it up because that's all I got as well. So have a fabulous Friday, fabulous weekend. We'll come back to you next week with episode 49.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. Bye-bye. And stream. And share.